For everybody. 1 minute, everybody. 1 minute.
What do you think about my outfit
I think it's sexy.
and my makeup? The first time I'm able to sport a black and my pants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I swear, guys, it's all up. See,
Mm-hmm.
black and black
Yep, we're going
and camouflage chocolate caramel pants.
Mm-hmm.
I like this caramel pants. How do you think about my caramel pants?
Look pretty sexy.
If it's down, always up, I have to put it up. Sorry, guys. Is it weird?
No.
Not really. And I'm in my. Yep. You like it? Yeah. This is my OOTD, by the way. And he sported the cowboy boots.
Oh, no.
Right, babe?
Yeah, I supported Cowboy Boots. We went to the Fat and Furious movie today.
Yeah, and look what I got. Me and David had it together. Probably as basically our monstery,
Mm-hmm, because the video that I did for Rail Fan and for the Monterey kind of effed up.
Ow! Oh. I need that
So,
silicone. I need that
yeah,
silicone.
so what
That's
happened to the video that I was doing for the Monterey, it got corrupted.
Sorry to hear that, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Like, I see that you posted something about it.
Yep.
You want...
Oh,
But-
okay.
So, I don't know when I'll be able to get my next episode of North American Rail Fanning out because I'm planning to post it yesterday, but everything, even the videos I took of it got corrupted, so all of it is gone. I was upset about that.
And
because
stressing about it.
I worked 3 days on that. That was 3 days of work gone.
Yeah.
And I was about to
True.
finally upload it, and then a lot of stuff went wrong.
Yeah. My favorite contact
But-
solution for my for my eyelash mascara. Yeah. Going back to you, babe.
But we would have had a 5th video out this week. That never did happen because of what happened. But yeah. And all the video I had of it gone. I tried to recover it, but there were no doing luck. It was all gone. So it was a total bummer for me.
Mhm. Yeah. And my eyes are literally dry. Not because I cried, but
But you didn't get all your video
what? Me
when we went rail fanning on.
Amtrak, yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't catch the 491. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. 492 actually.
Oh my god, babe, look, sorry to change topic, but this is awesome. This was the coolest bag that I got. Sure, I'm gonna do it with my real fanning bag as a case, I want to show and tell what's inside my real fanning bag, train watching bag. Best you, babe.
Thank you, babe. But thing is that it's gonna be a while before I get another chance for that. But if I do, I can guarantee I would work on it.
Yeah, babe.
Like if I'm able to get.
What are you doing, bud? Oh my god, babe, I see that. What? Where are we gonna start, babe? Are we ready to start?
Watch this. Watch. It's funny.
Oh my god. Oh, dang it. I don't feel fun. I don't find fun anyway.
It's fun.
But going back, are you starting the episode now?
Yep, we are. Like, we went to the Fat and Furious 9 movie today. Oh my god, it was good.
We won't spill it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we're not spilling how the movie ends.
But so far, movie gathering with our friends from ANN, Autism News Network,
Mhm.
is so wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason why I exaggerated that because me and David rarely got out of the house.
Yep.
And I'm so desperate myself. I want to get out of the house too,
Mm-hmm.
And here's what happened. We might have further plans to do this every month.
Yep, we might. We might plan to do it every month from now on.
And also, we're excited that the Autism News Network meeting with David, which is gonna be my first time doing it for everybody, for y'all. This
Yep.
would be in-person meeting 2 weeks from now.
Yep, that's right.
And we have to get back. We have to get ourselves clear. Like we have to get ourselves. We won't say when we are going to get vaccinated, but it's a requirement that we need to wear a face mask and get vaccinated
Mm-hmm.
if we really want to go. If not, we really need to stick to virtual meeting
Yep.
for the meantime.
That is true.
I think because the MUSC is maintaining safety protocols for now. I know this is a hospital and a teaching hospital, and you don't want to be suffering some unwanted circumstances. And we're still in the pandemic stage, by the way. I know we were too excited about going back to pre-pandemic activity, but don't expect and don't be too excited about it. We still have work to do.
Yep,
We still have work done. You cannot just be complacent telling, oh, everybody's outside going nuts, but we're not wearing face masks. We know that, but some states required to wear face masks. Some states are also maintaining a 6 feet social distancing. Social distancing. Social distancing. I'm sorry, guys. We're a little bit mixed up tonight. We got up since morning, by the way. And also, I should have done this in my separate video blog, but I want to do it for everybody first here in this live stream for a while. Well, the best in-person meeting with the ANN group is really the best thing, so we can get out more often, babe.
Yep.
Ain't that right, babe?
Oh, yeah.
Because one, you don't want to get stuck in the house for a long periods of time. And that will be very boring to you too,
That is true.
Me and David were really praying. Hopefully, we could get out the house just at least 1 or 2 days.
Once or twice a week.
Yeah.
Now, next week is 4th of July. So, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have class on that day, so we're free.
But
after July 4th, oh my God, my sister's birthday.
Yep. Or not Merry birthday.
My sissy.
Oh, yours with my sister-in-law.
Yeah, not my sister. Not your sissy, but my sissy.
Oh.
A.k.a. your sister-in-law.
Yep.
Anyway, how about this weird thing that what I'm saying, guys, was don't get too excited. I know everybody are excited. Like, oh, we're back to normal. No. If we're back to normal, then nobody gets, I'm not saying that. But there's still, I'm not going to say, I'm not a doctor to tell everybody. I'm not a doctor expert, whatever. I am not a medical professional to tell you, but we observe, as an observer, as a concerned citizen, we're here, that we don't get too excited.
That is true.
Because there's still a lot of people got sick, and we do not know if it's something like a cough. You're right, babe.
Yep, that is true.
You don't expect, like, oh, we're back to normal, I gotta go nuts. No. Don't be complacent and be easy about y'all's excitement.
Because we'll always have something go wrong.
One false move is a big mistake. Trust me. It's just like this. You're jumping off the swimming pool that says, do not dive. You dove in. What happened? Guess what? Injury.
Bingo.
You don't want to, let's say, oh, I'm excited, COVID's done. Oh, did I tap a C word right there? Coof, is not COVID done? No. We still have more time, to move up or pull up our sleeves and learn that it is not done yet. If y'all could get back to the history of pandemics before this century, you'll understand what I'm saying. You'll understand what we mean here. We're not saying this because it is just our opinion, our perspective. We all did research too. We both did research. We experienced the Spanish flu. We experienced the SARS, which it's done for more than... Spanish flu is for 3 years. SARS is only 2 years. What about this? We do not know when it will end.
It said the fire will probably be until probably about 2023.
Maybe. But to be exact, my friends, don't get, just make a research.
Don't get complacent.
Exactly. You don't get no complacency. Just be easy on your excitement. I know we're excited. Me and him were excited to go out and have fun and go play in the rain, blah, 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 watching trains. But just keep in mind that vaccines, I know vaccine shortage are already on its way because everybody gets vaccinated and some are doubting like vaccines will work or not.
True.
But yeah. And I hope everybody did, like, if it's effective on you or not, 2 shots, I guess. But going back, again, don't get too complacent about this. But you still have to listen to the findings of the medical experts about this. Can we mention the COVID-19, by the way?
Yep.
With that COVID-19, make research about it. If y'all will not believe in us, just do your research yourselves. Do your research yourself. If you don't believe in us, just do your research yourselves. And it's up to y'all. Anyhow, like, we're having fun. I know it's too complicated. It's too dull for y'all to listen. But this is really a sad reality. But we're getting there. We're getting there, guys. Trust me. Trust us. We're not like, you don't walk when you were a kid. You crawl before. It's just like what happened to us right now. Last year's the worst year for everybody. But in the end, we're still moving forward. And still, not all are following rules.
That is true.
Sorry we talk about this pandemic thing, but we're still in the pandemic, guys. Trust me. We're still getting close to that, but we don't know when it will end. Just take note of that. We don't know when it will end. Don't think negatively on this, but still do you. But stay positive. Stay positive. Like, just do your thing in a positive manner. And there's another topic that we want to talk about, which was, I've been posting about this recently, the preventing ableism. Preventing ableism is a stereotype kind, that people with disabilities were expected to be normalized. And you don't do that. Especially when I'm experiencing this in my mainstream school experience. I've been in mainstream school for 1 decade and 2 to 6 years. I experienced this kind of ableism. I confronted ableism when I was told that I was treated like normal. Like, I understand the standards, but sometimes the society system has to accommodate and to take it easy on being too high for standards. Because once you get to the point that you're getting into that, you're floating yourself and you're getting yourself high, you're losing focus on what everybody's goals are. If you get what I'm saying, thank you. If you don't, it's up to you. I understand too. It's just like this. You are all 20 of y'all in a class. You have one standard to maintain. It's having teamwork. What if 20%, 80% are in the same route, the other is in a different route? That will break the standard. That will break the goal. You will not meet the goal. It's just like in our disability community.
That is true.
We all have one goal, and one goal is simply to be ourselves. And you were not born as a disabled person. You were not born to be told things, aka having somebody have a conservatorship complex for you.
You want to bring conservatorship up?
Later on. But the ableism is like another. If y'all could listen to the past if you listen to the past live stream, we're talking about the stereotyping, especially amongst people with autism, telling that, oh, you don't look autistic, you can communicate. Some autistics can communicate, even if they're in high support, aka low functioning. Low functioning people are actually most intelligent, by the way. You will not see it, you will not hear it, but you will see their actions. It's translating to their actions. You don't say, oh, this person's not intelligent, but look, until you see it. Because looks can be deceiving, I know. I know this person looks lonely, but when you see it, damn, you gotta change your taste. It's just like you're eating your favorite. It's just eating the food that you don't usually eat. You hated it because of the smell, but once you taste it, you freakishly change your mind. And we do that too. That's a habit.
That is true.
People got being judgmental for us people with disability, especially autism. Like they say, like to behave in a certain way. There's a fine line between conducting yourself very well and being manipulated to behave in a certain way, even if it's out of will. Let's take an example of. Okay, this is not autism related, but example of singers were managed by a higher company. Let's say Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. He was managed by his own father. As a member of the Jackson 5, guess what? He was told to perform every single week. Every single week, every single weekend. They don't have rest days. Even if Michael and the gang and the group and his siblings wanted to do it, unfortunately, he doesn't have the chance. I'm sorry, this is, for me, even if he's not, this is is not disabled, by the way, but if I'm not mistaken, I know he has a condition. He has Peter Pan syndrome. That's the result of that, having with the Peter Pan syndrome, because he doesn't live in a normal childhood. That's one factor of ableism right there.
That is true.
Their kids handled narcissistically by their parents, telling them what to do. If not harshly, they get harshly abused, physically or mentally, verbally, or all of them, all of the above.
That is true in a way. Like, they tell me that does happen to autistic way more than neurotypical. Like, we are actually the silent victims. The people that, don't ever get heard, Like, literally. Like, people like that are the unheard ones. The ones that people don't realize, don't listen to. And it's always something that we have to deal with.
Yep.
It's so bad for us that we sometimes have to speak out, speak to our own community. But yeah.
And another thing that stood out to me, like ableism is rooted with narcissistic, like the predator of ableism, the best friend of ableism is narcissism.
That is true. Like, narcissism and ableism are in the same category.
And ignorance towards them is so.
Like, when you pay attention, and when you pay attention to it, you start realizing how much both sides are connected.
Yep.
How intertwined they are. Like, it's bad.
Just like what happened to Michael Jackson, he was ignored. Like, if he doesn't want to perform, he gets brutally abused by his dad.
A lot of people who deal with stuff like that get brutally abused.
Yep. And then Another example was Kesha, the girl behind Praying, and TikTok. You know, Kesha Praying. And the songs This Is Me, the pop version. Not the movie version, but the pop version.
A lot of people are victim from it. Like, when you pay attention, you start realizing how much shit go on in society that people are allowed to do to our people and get away with.
And also there's another thing, like going back, I mentioned Kesha. Kesha is one of the star singers in a record label by Dr. Luke. Kesha wanted to free herself from the hands of the producer because she got raped and being narcissistically treated by the producer. That's the reason why Praying from Kesha comes from. She had enough battling her demons in silence. She's not autistic, by the way, but this experience is relevant to the topic of ableism, okay?
It's true.
I mean, Kesha was forced to do something that she didn't want to. So all things that are out of her will. And you will feel aggravated and you will get upset when you're told uncomfortably, right? Do uncomfortable things that will almost kill you.
That is true.
That's the reason why Kesha changed her tune from being a party girl to a serious looking human being in music. I know she may not be popular, but she's criminally underrated because she's simply being true to herself and she wanted to channel her true Kesha, not the party girl manufactured Kesha. Lady Gaga too.
What my wife said is true. Like,
Lady Gaga experienced the same thing, and so is Mariah Carey and George Michael. They're all being narcissistically treated by the recording company. That's the reason why Michael Jackson stood up to them and himself, telling Mariah's ex-husband Mottola should be terminated. Because
conservatorship is for what narcissists use against people like us.
Yep, and it says, "Good old art never dies. Being a musician is being free, artistically, and the recording label should be your guidance to sell it." I know music industry is also a business.
It's a business, but sometimes they go too far.
Yep, and they will even give you sexual favors just to, I'm not being mean, but this is based on what I've researched on singers like Kelly Rowland. I mean, Kelly Rowland, Demi Lovato, Kesha, Beyonce. Y'all been listening to their music. They're popular, but y'all need to see the deeper, the struggles that they've gone through. They want to be independent. At the same time, they were guided accordingly by the recording label. You know?
And most people don't realize that.
And going back, let's go back to autism-related people, by the way. I mean, based on my experience on the autism organization that we performed, actually, I don't want to say this, but I can see that ableism was existed there. And you don't do that. You give chance to each and everybody in this autism organization to shine. Not other one is higher than the other goes down. AKA bias. I mean, I was being told that if I don't do this, like singing with the group, I will not be invited anymore. Like, I know it's been 10 years, so I'll say past is past. But to me, it was the most traumatic year of my life as a singer. And I was about to give up on singing anyway. And I was about to quit singing and change career. If either could be in the sport or diplomacy. but I still continue to be a singer. If y'all could are not friends on Facebook, but I'm gonna read it to y'all my takeaway after this. But sorry guys, I touched my face. Oops. By the way, guys, it is not only my experience that I confronted ableism and narcissistic treatment from that organization. Other of my friend who's part of the group did also felt uncomfortable to be in a group. We all want to be soloists. We were just being formed as a group without our knowledge because we're 14 and 15 at that time. Young people, high school students. But to me, being in this position, building ourselves to be singer and being known and popular singers is not really easy. And we're in our high school year. We still want to finish high school and go to college. And my second to the last nanny once told me, being a singer can wait, but going to college is important. Why? You know, some of NASCAR drivers did graduate college, by the way. Some of NASCAR drivers did study online. They find a way. So do I.
My wife is right.
2-time scholar award in music from different organizations. And I've been a seasoned performer for choirs, and I've been a most invited singer for an autism-related fundraising, but I only do selected once because of college, because I focus more on school and choir. Also, I did dabble in motivational speaking at the same time. On the other hand,
What?
like I experienced a lot of ableism there, but I still keep going forward just to be me. I may have a lot of haters there, but going back to that autism organization experience, it was a disastrous move that I didn't know that it was a free will, that I felt I was free after realizing that. I think it was a blessing for me to leave that group, and they continue as a duo until 2013. That I was in joy. At the same time, I was so jealous. But what I did was building up myself by going to college, study hard, even if I failed a lot of music subjects. But my mind said I want to change course. But at the same time, I'm still working now with my relationship with my mom because we never got along all the time. In that moment, that's where the narcissistic feeling is happening. That I made a promise to one of my nannies who left because she got her home in her home province. I promised to her that I would go to school, I would go to college and finish them before I got married. I mean, I didn't have marriage in my mind, babe, by the way, at that time. I didn't have entering a relationship in my plans, by the way. I didn't know. Getting in a relationship at that time wasn't part of my commitment, wasn't part of my plan. Because I keep thinking about my career in school. Because I don't want to be, I don't want to be stupid.
I know, and you did not want it to be yeeted out.
Yep. And also, good thing, there's a little freedom right there that I could go to school until I got my first gap year in 2015. That I ended up joining Miss Possibilities in 2015. And I know I owned your own live stream.
I know.
This is what I want to do. Like,
I know.
I really wanted to open up about this because I cannot keep silent about this. But that 2010 trauma, babe, for me, is the worst year of my life. 2010 to early 2012 was the worst years of my damn life.
That could be hard on anybody.
I never had been in a relationship with my boyfriend, with a boyfriend anyway, but I think singing to me was like a marriage to me. I'm married to the stage. I got married to be a singer. I am like married to the stage. That metaphor, babe, by the way. Like, singing is what I only know, but I don't know that I can do something else besides that. And that is being an advocate for autism. But I still know how to. I still yet. I still don't know how to speak up at that time. So I want to study the ropes how to become one. You know, while in my second year college, I didn't know that I slowly progressed myself to be a strong motivational speaker in 2014. Like when somebody from the board of trustees of that organization asked us to be part of his group, his team, self advocates. They don't understand the manifesto of the self advocate, but I do want to open my mind about it. We also have a secret plan to end ableism, for which the parents needs to learn about it.
That is true.
You don't treat your kids like your scapegoat, and you don't treat your kids like a benefit. This is what I learned in one of the talks by Global Youth Summit. You educate them. They will share to you what they've learned from everybody they're working with. Just like me and David have.
She is right.
You just don't treat your kids as if they're your dogs. Autistic kids have the right to live freely.
And we have the right to live like we've been fighting for our rights for a long time.
I know it's repetitive for y'all, but this is what we're really fighting for. We use the internet for a damn reason. We're not there to holler out for no reason. And this topic, ableism, is a huge, silent battle for us. And that 2010 thing that I've experienced was a result of me experiencing insomnia, sleep apnea, and eating problems. Not eating disorder. If I do have eating disorder, I would have become anorexic, by the way. Because one, that's standard of the organization, that we need to look like Destiny's Child. To me, I'm not a diva. I don't consider myself as a diva. I consider myself as a diplomatic person with autism. And I'm fighting for it. To my mom, I want to become a diplomat, and I still want to pursue my career in diplomacy. Because this is what autism community needs, a better representation. You just don't see us as a singer. You see us as activists. Because not all that you see on stage could speak up because they're scared. Me and my husband have a gift to speak up for everybody in the autism community.
My wife is right about that.
Love us or hate us, I mean, nobody likes us, by the way. I mean, I will echo what Alex Bowman said when he won at Richmond this season, beating Denny Hamlin, the runner-up, and he led most laps in his home track at Richmond. Nobody likes us anyway. Why? Because we're just not being heard, and they don't want us being heard. But this is what you're supposed to do. What we're supposed to do is to hear reality.
Like literally, haters will be on the hating.
I mean, we want to be the egalitarian style of leadership. We want to have that egalitarian style of leadership, not the dominant authoritarian type. We want the egalitarian. If y'all could get what we're saying, egalitarian is equality. We believe in equality, not inequality. We believe that equality is important, especially in our community. That's the reason why we are building up ourselves to have better representation, whether you're in the group or not. I think this lesson that I have in the course of my trio life in 2010 to 2012 was building up the egalitarian leadership in me as a self-advocate for autism there in the Philippines. And that resulted me in building up myself to speak up as a motivational speaker in 2015 until 2019 before I left for the United States. And I was hoping that somebody here in the country would invite me. However, I still continue the webinars in the Philippines, by the way.
She is being honest about that.
But myself, there's another autism group that I was part of since 2016. I was so excited to become the world ambassador at that time. I want to carry that flag when I won the performing arts representing the Philippines, along with my friend who was into visual arts, who wasn't the ambassador at the time, who was the world ambassador. We call ourselves president and vice president. And we're proudly autistic. He was the reason why that I wanted to venture into this kind of advocacy. You know, we're not like boyfriend girlfriend type. We're like silently BFF type. Silently BFF type because one, we're both left-handed. He's into visual arts. He's from the Philippines, by the way, and he's a world-renowned visual artist. His mom supported him so much, no matter what he wanted to do. But my mom, I needed that kind. David knows that.
Yes, I really do.
My pediatrician knows this, by the way. I talked to her about it while I was on my diagnosis for my meeting virtual diagnosis test. I told her everything. That there's a missing piece, the parental support system. If that's the case, that there's no familial, FAMILIAL, not familial support system. There's such thing as substitute love, for which I've learned that during my counseling with David's counselor in the MUSC, before we proceed to our class proper with the ANN group. That David observed that I was in trouble, that I got married, I lose a lot of edge. Actually, before I got married, I'd lose a lot of edge. I'd lose edge when I left the country. I was in this plan of building my career as a singer and as a chorister, and planning to continue doing the talks for free until I got my stable job in the Philippines. But fortunately,
your mom did not let that happen.
My dad at the same time is watching me grow, watching me fly, watching me soaring high to be the strongest person that I can be. Speaking of, that ableism has to put a stop. That has to stop. We autistic kids have the right to refuse. We have the right to remain resilient, and at the same time we have the right to refuse if we don't feel we can do it, rather than pretending that we know a particular thing and yet you don't know. You pretend that you know but you don't know. Guys, if you're in that situation like me, you don't impress people. You do you. That could make a good impression. You know? For me, my great impression, the example of a good impression is being honest to yourselves, guys. And that's what I learned when I do motivational speaking in different schools. Be yourself. Even if you jumble yourself, you have a mistake, that's part of being a person. That's part of growing up. And nobody's perfect after all. I think there are a lot of people never understand what autism was. We're here to educate y'all.
And then there are some that they don't like it for who you are.
Yep. That's the reason why relationship, not only as family, broke up and were apart, is because that the familial love, especially for somebody who has autism like me, fighting for freedom, asking my parents if I could spread my wings and go free. You sometimes let your kids learn, and you don't treat them as if they're a disappointment to you. Parents themselves are making a mistake. We're all humans, we make mistakes. Parents should not be a superior. Parents should be a support system. And it was way back. The other thing that I experienced with ableism was way back 2015. That Miss Possibilities motivated me to go back school by seeking scholarship funds because my mom could not pay it. because most of my siblings are in school. My mom was the one supplementing their tuition fees, while myself, I'm on a scholarship. This is a way to support my mom and my dad.
But in
Especially,
the end, they never supported you.
and I didn't get to do it because one, I have to wait for my other siblings to graduate. They'll graduate in 2016 to 2018. I was in a long wait until 2017. I got to go on a scholarship again where I won my second ANCA win. I wanted to see that I want to go to school. How I wish I could go. Sorry, baby. I wish I could go to school. That's the reason why I was in ANCA, to establish connections, and I needed separate, so a lot of support just to get out of my mom's shadow.
My wife is right about this.
Because in order for me to get, because at that time me and David are in a open relationship at that time, I'm like, in order for you to get married, you have to get out of your mom's shadow and your parents' shadow in order for you to grow up. My mistake was, I'm so scared. Because one, I don't have a house to live, I don't have a job, and if I can relate to church members, I don't know if I could make it or break it. But I'm trying my best at that time to look for a job. I did apply. I literally look for one. I did have an interview, but I didn't pass. I don't have any call. This is prior to ANCA 2016, by the way.
I remember. It's old.
And 2017 was the worst year of my life. And light of the end of the tunnel time of moment that I got a scholarship for church, for which I didn't show it. And it was a big, happy smile on my face. My brother was the witness about it. He told me, you have to be faithful to your sponsor. If they need you there, go. You have an obligation with them because they're the ones invested for you to go to that school.
But always make sure they never take advantage of you.
Yeah. That church gave me so much freedom, actually. You know, like they never disappoint me. They were the ones who came to me asking, Vel, is it everything fine with you, Vel? Are you happy that you're doing something? You know, you're happy with the choir? Are you happy with your boyfriend? And most of the church members are parents. Most of the choir members are the parents too. They have kids too, just like me. My choir members in that church choir gave me so much advice about getting married. And they told me, in order for you to get married, you have to have a job. I wasn't able to find a job there in the Philippines. And I really want to go work for a coffee shop. My dad told me, go look for a job within the vicinity of the church. So when you got into the rehearsal, you will never be late. But I wasn't able to do it. On the contrary, that church vicinity was a safe place for me to voice out my frustrations. Because I know I could get opportunities there. At the same time, I could maintain my scholarship there. Until 2019, where I got my recital, my mom thought that I am a graduate already, for which I am not a graduate yet. Once again, I'll tell you this. I am not a graduate of music. For those who wonder, I am still 2 years remaining to complete a certificate program at least. And if I complete my certificate program there, I could transfer my certificate to have work here in the US, at least for a church choir. That's one of the plans that I did if I graduated, if I complete, not totally graduated in college for a bachelor, not for a degree, but I'm completing in the non-degree certificate program for music for where I am working for the church. And I have hopes to become a conductor as well and to become a soloist in the choir. and I'm hoping that I could find one here in South Carolina to use my ability that I have in the Philippines as a choir member. I'm hopefully working on with that. However, I'm still in the ropes to secure my place in the playoffs. Sorry. That David is here to do something. He's going BRB. Sorry, baby. But going back to that, I know it's very deep because this ableism was so relevant to me upon reading this inspiration porn. This is not about X-rated stuff, but inspiration porn is you'll Google it. Anyway, babe, I'm talking about myself like 2 years more, babe, and you know that 2 years for me 2 years more to 2 years more because I have more subjects in music to do, additional music subjects order for me to complete a certificate program in the Philippines, for me to groom and prepare myself as a future choir conductor for choir somewhere here in South Carolina or in California. But I don't know if this would be a security to the playoffs. And hi. That's the stepdad-in-law, by the way. That's my stepdad-in-law, bud. AK my NASCAR buddy.
No, we gotta move on because it's time.
But babe, you break. Oh my god,
know,
babe. Okay, babe, can I finish first?
I know, but we do got timing.
I know, but let me finish first.
You can.
Let me finish first. Okay. Sorry to be dominated about this, but this was so relevant to me, this topic. But anyhow, I'm working on with securing my spot at the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Because we cannot say stuff down the line because this is a sensitive thing. We cannot spill it down the line, but just take it that way. I want to secure my spot to the playoffs. I know this is a NASCAR term, NASCAR racing term. I know this is a motorsport term, sports term, football term, basketball term, but to me, I treated this as a playoffs, as securing myself to the playoffs, aka saving myself for not pulling off the cliff. But anyhow, shout out to my mom. I hope she would support me. She would support my decision and she would help me if I need something. Now that I'm homesick and I miss my home country, my opportunity, I left my opportunity behind just to be with David, just to tie a knot. I know I had a lot of road courses to fill in. But by the way, do you want to move on to that?
Mm-hmm.
Second topic is come here, babe.
Bring it up.
Do you have permission to that group?
Yes.
Hello, autistic allies. There's this thing about from medium.com that help autistics by tossing out these 7 topic norms, and from his point of view, or his point of view, I wrote about a handful of societal norms that need changing, especially for autistics, but I feel all people are negatively affected by these socially accepted jerk moves. Let me know if I missed anything. I did it too because people can't remember so much, but a sequel might be fun in a while. If you're in a medium member, you can clap up to 50 times to move to Australian writers, make some dollars. He's a writer, by the way, for that, and
What?
don't read everything, babe.
I know, but
I'm not a good reader, by the way. I have tooth issues, but this is based on what I told everybody about ableism, so I would not say further about this at all. But I will add to that. It's just like this one that teaches how to fit in things we need to do. This is what your parents told you. You have to be in that certain way. You have to perform like Cody Lee, aka the America's Got Talent winner last 2019. Hey, you have to look like Cody Lee. You have to perform like Cody Lee. You have to be like him. That's an example. But in your thing, this is not for me. Okay? This is not for me. That's an example. So some of the things are helpful. Good manners are lovely, for which we need to do that, especially when you're performing from the dignitaries. And I did that a lot. The norms that wind up hurting people is a second. The norms that wind up hurting people, perhaps especially autistic people, are often the ones that aren't taught or even really talked about. So norms aren't kind, but also socially acceptable. You know, I know it's very complicated to explain, but society system sucks, man.
Mhm. She is right.
Third one is this evolution of our norms is a result of the original toxic expectations, aka narcissistic complex is always there. That we were put upon us and we're nowhere near done, and there's still toxic norms all over the place. If you want to maintain a good organization, you don't include toxicity, aka narcissistic
Mhm.
moves. I keep saying that because narcissism is a best friend of toxicity,
She is right.
aka that toxicity could lead to suicidal thoughts, like peer pressure. If you want to be fit in with this beautiful like group of plastics, you have to be just like them, even if you're not in that, Mean Girls type, Source Mean Girls movie. Like, aka having the sorry baby, okay? Like too much high standards, that is out of reach. That is not like in your mindset. We all have way of different thinking, guys. But excuse me. Hit toxicity. When you're all across the line, it's toxicity right there. Like if you don't want to be yourself, if you want to be yourself, they can reject you for that. That's not good, guys. This kind of socially accepted behavior is usually othering and discourages autistic people from speaking up about our needs. Teach us instead to disregard them in order to blend in, which is consequences, yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is what me and David experienced, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Especially to my case and David's case. We're different, it's different cases, but that's the reason why autistic people are battling social anxiety like myself. Like, I wasn't able to speak up to one of my friends, especially to my parents. It's because of fear of disappointment.
Mm-hmm. And rejection. But yeah, hold.
Do you want to say it?
Yeah, it's a that we deal with, but the type of that we deal with on a daily basis.
It's not only like we're mentioning, I'm sorry we take it too long.
Yeah, because we're probably going to have to cut it really soon because I got to get ready to take a shower and go to bed really soon.
So you want to do wrapping up?
Yeah, we can, but it's stuff that we deal with on a daily basis. Like this type of stuff we have to fight against on a daily basis to prove people wrong, to stand up to them, because most of the people who do this to us are just so narcissistic and bad.
Yep.
It's a problem. Like, seriously. It's something that we deal with on a daily basis.
And we deal it on everyday basis, and I know it sucks.
And the way to stop this and to get the word out is to share the word, stand up, tell people that it's not right. But yeah, if we want to make a change, we gotta do it on a core level. Isn't that right, babe?
Yep. Sorry, babe. It sounds depressing to open up,
but yeah. And we're getting away, so we should be getting ready to end the live stream now.
Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy and learn something.
And I hope you guys find the live stream good, educational, and motivational.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you guys later.
Alright. Okay, see lipstick.
We're signing out. Bye, guys.
Baby. Baby.